Chili is the kind of meal you can make any time of year. It is warm, hearty, and adaptable. It works on a cold night, and it works when you want something filling with very little effort. The real magic is in how flexible it is. Chili can be stretched with extra beans, rice, or a cooked sweet potato. It can simmer for hours or be ready fast. Hi friend, come on in. Today, I am using ground beef, but this method works with turkey, chicken, or even a mix of beans. It uses pantry staples and whatever vegetables I already have. This version is my go-to ground beef chili, and it always hits the spot. Let me show you how this comes together. I have a skillet over medium-high heat. I add my ground beef and let it sit so the bottom can brown. This blend is 73% lean, so it will release plenty of fat. If you are using a very lean grind, add a little oil to keep the meat from sticking and to help it stay tender. Fat also carries flavor, so a small amount now helps later on. While the meat cooks, I chop my vegetables. Today I have onion and garlic, and I am using frozen bell peppers. Use whatever you have. Onion, celery, and bell pepper are the classic base, but you can add mushrooms, carrots, hot peppers, or even diced sweet potato. Chop them to the size you like and set them aside. Once the underside of the meat has browned, I turn it so the other side can brown as well. As the fat renders, I spoon some of it into a jar for later disposal. I do not remove all of it, I just keep the level low enough for browning to continue. If the meat sits in too much liquid, it will steam instead of brown. Browning increases the savory flavor through the Maillard reaction, but it needs contact with the hot pan to happen. As it finishes cooking, I break the beef into smaller crumbles. Add the fresh vegetables except the garlic. Garlic burns easily, so it goes in later. Soften the vegetables in the remaining fat. Make sure you leave enough fat in the pan. If you are using frozen peppers like I am, add them once the onions have softened. Frozen peppers only need a short cook time to drive off the water. I add my spices and seasonings now to let the spices bloom in the fat. Fat helps carry the flavor, and blooming spices deepens it. I add salt and pepper, cumin, chili powder, garlic powder, onion powder, and smoked paprika if you have it. Chili powder is actually a blend that already contains several spices, but I like the layers of flavor it brings and the gentle heat. These same spices are basically a taco blend, so you can add that if you have it. And there is nothing wrong with using a chili seasoning packet if you like them. They go on sale often and work well as a base. I like to add more cumin and chili powder to jazz them up. While I don't do it, some people like to add a pinch of cinnamon or unsweetened cocoa to their chili, just enough to round everything out. Both are common additions depending on the region and help build a rich undertone to the chili without making the dish sweet. These are pantry staples, with cinnamon giving a gentle warmth and cocoa giving a slightly richer, savory flavor. Once the vegetables have softened, I add the garlic and some minced chipotle peppers in adobo. This is optional, but it adds smoky heat. Stir and cook the garlic for about 1 minute. Add about 4 ounces of tomato paste and let it caramelize on the bottom of the pan. Keep an eye on it so it doesn't burn, but a little sticking is fine. After a few minutes, I pour in the juice from a large can of whole tomatoes, then puree the tomatoes and add them as well. Diced, crushed, or already pureed tomatoes all work. In a pinch, a jar of salsa plus a smaller can of tomatoes works too. And as a bonus, the salsa already comes with some vegetables. Stir well to incorporate the tomato paste, then add a can of rinsed beans and simmer. The longer the chili simmers, the deeper the flavor. In a time pinch, 30 minutes is enough. If you want to stretch the chili further, add an extra can or two of beans. Beans are affordable and keep the chili hearty. I also like to add frozen corn towards the end of cooking so it warms through without losing texture. Taste and adjust the seasonings. I eyeballed the amounts, so I had to add more cumin and chili powder for a stronger flavor. Chili serves beautifully on its own with cheese or sour cream. You can turn it into nachos or serve it over rice to stretch it even further. If you want something different, try spooning it over a cooked sweet potato. It is a great way to use leftovers. And this chili freezes well, so make a huge pot and save some for later. This is a meal we eat year-round because it is filling, flexible, and easy to customize. Make it mild or make it spicy. Add vegetables or keep it simple. Let me know how you like to enjoy your chili in the comments below. If you love learning how to cook from your pantry and stretch your meals, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I have more recipes and techniques coming your way. Thanks for hanging out with me today.